Welcome everyone to another startup and automobile documentation. What we have here is a 2006 Lexus GX 470. This GX is painted in the Cypress Pearl exterior color. On the key, you have the buttons for lock, unlock, and panic. You have storage on the front door panels. It does have a premium Mark Levinson sound system. Power windows, locks, and mirrors as you'd expect. You also have a two-person memory settings for the driver's seat. It has an ivory interior with leather seat upholstery and golden bird's eye maple wood trim throughout. Both front seats are fully powered with two-way power lumbar support. And now that we're behind the wheel, let's go ahead and start the engine. Launched for 2003, the Midsize GX was the second body-on-frame SUV to be sold by Toyota's luxury brand Lexus, after the full-size Lexus LX, which had been around since 1996. As of model year 2024, the Lexus GX is just now entering a third generation. While the larger Lexus LX has always been the luxury counterpart to the Toyota Land Cruiser, the GX is based on the smaller Land Cruiser Prado, a model which otherwise was not sold in the US, at least in Toyota form. That is until very recently, as the new retro-styled 2024 Land Cruiser sold here is actually the latest generation of the Prado, just without the Prado name. Now with the GX having that Toyota Land Cruiser DNA, these things, plush and luxurious as they may be, have some serious off-roading credentials. From what I understand, Lexus GXs are a popular choice for overlanding, with lots of people using them as a base for some wild off-road builds. This 2006 model we have here represents the first generation of the GX, codenamed J120, which was produced from model years 2003 through 2009. It is more or less a luxuriously appointed rebadge of the international third-gen Toyota Land Cruiser Prado, and it is also related to the fourth-gen Toyota 4Runner. The first-gen GX was called the GX 470 as it was powered by a 4.7-liter V8 engine. During its run, the engine and transmission did get a couple of refinements here and there. The US 2006 Lexus GX 470 came in a single well-equipped trim level, and had one sole engine, transmission, and drivetrain combo, which comprised of a 263-horsepower 4.7-liter V8, a 5-speed automatic, and a full-time four-wheel drive system with high and low-range modes, along with a lockable Torsen center diff. In Lexus's 2006 lineup of SUVs and crossovers, the midsize GX was slotted between the smaller RX crossover and the flagship LX. As for competition, I'd say the closest rival for the GX would have been Land Rover's Range Rover. In the instrument cluster, we have 4 analog gauges, your speedometer, tachometer, temperature gauge, and fuel gauge. At the time of filming, this one has 153,300 miles on it. You can go between odometer and trip computers. It has a 4-spoke design leather and wood grain steering wheel. It is multifunctional, and on this side you have your audio controls. Then on this side you'll find your hands-free phone and voice control. The cruise control stalk is right here. Now the steering wheel is power, tilt and telescopic. Your power mirror controls, panel dimmer, RSCA off, so turns off the side airbags. If you're going off-road and you're kind of tipping over, it won't deploy the side airbags. Heated side view mirrors. You can toggle power on and off to the 115 volt power outlet. Climate vent for the driver. On this side is your exterior lighting stock. And on this side, your wiper stock. Going down the center of the interior, there is a speaker up top. You have a digital information display right up here. Right now it has your clock and your outside temperature. You can go between a few things. Average fuel economy, range, that kind of stuff. Central climate vents. Right here is your touchscreen navigation / infotainment system. We'll go over the system more in a bit. You have your shortcut buttons for the system. Passenger airbag indicator. Hazard switch. This button will let you start in second gear. It does have front dual zone automatic climate controls, temperature on either side, front and rear defrost, recirculation, auto and off, and then you have more climate controls in the infotainment system with this button right here, so you can do your fan speed, dual mode, different zones, that kind of thing. Now here is a set of physical radio controls, volume, power, tuning, that kind of stuff, and you do have a cassette deck, and then in the glove box is a CD changer as well. Some storage, along with a 12 volt power outlet, another 12 volt right here, center diff lock. Both front seats are heated. These dials are to control that. You have 5 stages. Your 4-wheel drive lever, low, neutral, and high. Downhill assist control. Right here, your adaptive variable suspension controls, comfort modes, and sport modes. And you even have height control, so you can raise or lower the suspension. The parking brake is hand operated. Putting it in reverse does reveal a backup camera, as well as tilts down the side view mirrors. Right here you have 2 cup holders, a storage area. You can also fold this partition down to reveal 2 more cup holders. And both front seats do have armrests. The glove box is lockable. There's that CD changer in there. Grab handles on both A-pillars, as well as on the roof. Auto-dimming rear view with a compass. Both sun visors do have vanity mirrors and lights, as well as extra auxiliary visors. And on the overhead console, you have a sunglass holder, your overhead lighting, garage home link, as well as the controls for your power sunroof. Here is the central infotainment system in this 06 GX 470. Right now we're on the navigation screen. Bring up your destination, menu. There's quite a bit of stuff in here. I'm not going to go over everything. I'll probably miss quite a few things. But you can bring up your maintenance schedule. Got a calendar. And then your radio screen is right here. Now your different modes, you have AM and FM. plus that cassette and CD player. But this thing has been modernized. As you can see, has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto along with Bluetooth audio streaming. So evidently this has been reprogrammed. I really don't know much about it. But the thing I love about it is that it looks factory. It's not like some ugly modern head unit was slapped into here, doesn't look factory. This thing looks factory. It's like the exact same factory screen, as far as I can tell. But it's got this modernized reprogramming, and then you can go back to the factory user interface. So this is the original 2006 stuff. I really, really like how they did that modernization, so you can get your nice modern, CarPlay, modern amenities, but it doesn't sacrifice the factory look of this GX. But now we'll go ahead and roll down the driver's window and take a look at the engine bay. All 4 windows are fully automatic. This particular GX is wearing a set of 17-inch, 7-spoke, 2-tone alloy rims off of a newer Toyota 4Runner. Under the hood of the GX 470 is Toyota's 2UZ FE 4.7-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. It uses an iron block and aluminum heads along with dual overhead camshafts, 4 valves per cylinder, and VVT-I technology. Horsepower is rated at 263 at 5,400 RPM, while torque is rated at 323 pound-feet at 3,400 RPM. This engine is paired to a 5-speed automatic transmission with low gear selection, and the GX uses a full-time 4-wheel drive system. Running on required premium unleaded with a 23-gallon fuel tank, updated EPA estimates are 14 mpg in the city and 18 mpg on the highway. It has an independent double wishbone front suspension and a solid axle multi-link rear setup with air suspension. Stopping the GX are 4-wheel ventilated disc brakes, and curb weight rounds up to 4,900 pounds. It can also tow up to 6,500 pounds when properly equipped. Fuel cap is on the driver's side, roof racks, storage on the back door panels, ashtrays, first we'll check out the third row seats. You have little bottle holders for third row passengers. You have a household style power outlet on that side. Grab handles. Third row passengers still get their own climate vents. But I'm about 6'1", and it's a really cramped back seat. I mean, I'm cramped back here. So it's a pretty small, cramped back seat, but it does add practicality and usability. Both front seats have mat pockets in the backs. Rear passengers do get their own set of climate controls, your fan speed, temperature, and then you also have volume dials and headphone jacks. For the rear seat, audio / entertainment. Overhead lighting, grab handles on the B-pillars and right here, coat hooks. Also got your own rear climate vents back here, as well as a folding center armrest with 2 cup holders. These levers that you use to fold down the second row seats, you can also use them to recline the seat backs. And space back here, I'm about 6'1" with the driver's seat in a comfortable driving position. Headroom for one is excellent. Legroom and footroom is sufficient. It's not quite as big as I thought it would be, but it's still quite comfortable back here in this second row. Yeah, you just can't, in my opinion, you can't beat a Lexus. The opulent luxury, they always have such nice interiors. The Toyota reliability and the off-road capability of this GX, it's like the best of all worlds. Single exhaust, rear wiper. When it comes to cargo space, the GX offers 13.2 cubic feet with all the back seats up. If you remove the third row, you then get 49.7 cubic feet, and then folding away the second row further increases space to 77.5 cubic feet. Anyhow, thanks for checking out this tour of this 2006 Lexus GX 470. And as always, stay on the lookout for future tours.